The stage is set in Doha. The final of the 2026 Qatar Open will feature two of the most explosive young talents in men's tennis, Carlos Alcaraz and Arthur Fils. While Alcaraz arrives unbeaten in 2026 and brimming with confidence, their recent history suggests this will be anything but routine, but a rivalry in the making. Carlos Alcaraz versus Arthur Fils. When Carlos Alcaraz and Arthur Fils last locked horns on the ATP Tour, sparks flew. Their most recent clash came at the Barcelona Open last season, a semi-final blockbuster that followed their first ever meeting at the Monte-Carlo Masters just a week earlier. And if there's one thing we learned, Fils is not intimidated by the Spanish superstar. Monte Carlo. The warning shot in Monte Carlo, Fils delivered a fearless performance on clay. The Frenchman pushed Alcaraz to 3 sets and, at one point, looked on the verge of pulling off a statement victory. He earned the first break in the deciding set, a moment that briefly tilted momentum in his favor. But champions respond under pressure. Alcaraz, displaying the composure and explosiveness that have defined his meteoric rise, wrestled back control. The Spaniard raised his level in crunch time, eventually closing out the match en route to lifting the title. It was a reminder. You can challenge Alcaraz, but finishing him off is another matter entirely. Barcelona. Lessons learned. By the time they met again in Barcelona, the tension had grown. Fils was no longer just a promising youngster. He was a legitimate threat. Yet once more, Alcaraz found a way. The Spaniard's court coverage, heavy topspin forehand, and clutch serving proved decisive in the semi-final of the ATP 500 event. Even when Fils unleashed his raw power and aggressive baseline hitting, Alcaraz absorbed the pressure and counterpunched with precision. The result? Another hard-earned victory for the Spaniard. Doha 2026. A different moment. Fast forward to the 2026 Qatar Open final. Alcaraz booked his place in the championship match by dethroning defending champion Andrei Rublev in straight sets. Still undefeated this season, he now eyes his second title of 2026. Fils, meanwhile, earned his shot by defeating Jakub Mensik, the same player who had stunned Jannik Sinner earlier in the tournament. This isn't just another match. It's a measuring stick. Fils has already shown he can push Alcaraz to the brink. He's broken him in deciding sets. He's matched him physically, but he hasn't yet crossed the finish line. What makes this final so intriguing? Momentum versus hunger. Alcaraz is unbeaten in 2026. Fils is chasing a career-defining breakthrough. Experience versus fearlessness. Alcaraz thrives in finals. Fils plays with nothing to lose. History of tight battles. Both previous meetings were fiercely competitive. If Monte Carlo was the warning shot and Barcelona the confirmation, Doha could be the turning point. Will Alcaraz continue his dominance and maintain his perfect start to 2026? Or will Arthur Fils finally flip the script and announce himself as a true rival? One thing is certain. The last time they met, it took Alcaraz at his very best to survive. And this time, Fils may be even better.